It's the end of August and a beautiful fall day, 65 degrees Fahrenheit today, and I thought I'd do a short walk around of the gardens for the fall tour. Some of the beds are already finished and I've bedded them down for winter, and this one here you can see I took the onions out, put fresh compost on there and put straw in there for mulch for the winter. Next to that is a tomato tree. There are 5 cages here. They're all 20 inches square, 6 feet tall. They're made out of cattle panels. And they are full of tomatoes, and we've been picking quite a few of them every day. These are Golden Jubilees on this tree, this tomato plant here. Next to it is a red cherry tomato, and there's a few ripe ones coming in there. And you can see they've grown through their 6-foot tower clear out to the end. Behind it is another Golden Jubilee. This is a yellow cherry tomato on this end. These tomato cages have been a blessing. They keep them all contained here. There's a sweet alyssum down here. I tried to put one of those on each bed to attract beneficial wasps and insects. This is an Amish paste tomato in here. There's no ripe ones right now because I've already picked them, but it's just full of tomatoes as well. Next to that is an eggplant tucked in between the tomato plants, and there's several eggplants about ready to pick. There's another Golden Jubilee here. This is a second planting of green beans. These are Blue Lake bush beans. There's carrots planted for the fall here, and they're getting started. The next bed is almost finished. The only thing in it is some young lettuce that I've planted, and I can see that some of the leaves have been eaten by slugs, so I need to put down some Sluggo Plus on it. On the end of this bed is the remnants of some spinach plants. These are perpetual spinach, member of the Swiss chard family. Next to it was kale and Swiss chard, and they've been taken out. The bed has been prepared for winter. On the end here is bell pepper, and you can see there's quite a few peppers in here. And there's next to that is some banana peppers. There's a lot of banana peppers in here. Here's a bell pepper that needs to be picked. Next to that is the jalapeno peppers. And there's 3 of those, and they are just full of peppers. So I just picked 6 pounds of them and took into a friend. But there's a lot more in here. And they're all very good. These are Fuego jalapenos, which are a larger and slightly hotter type. Next to that is a summer squash. It's a crookneck squash, and it's about finished. It's starting to yellow, so it'll be taken out soon. And then we're back over to the beans over here, and there's a alyssum here, which is about done for the year. And brings us back to the starting bed over here. On the end of this bed is another eggplant. It's got some ready to pick as well. I've never seen eggplant grow this big. They have beautiful blooms on them. If you've never seen an eggplant bloom, it's absolutely beautiful. Next to the gardens are these mineral lick tubs, 25-gallon tubs. This one's growing sweet potatoes in it, which is growing up the trellis. The one in the middle is growing cantaloupes. There's a cantaloupe that's almost ripe on here and soon be ready to pick. And there's a small cantaloupe just getting started. When this cantaloupe is fully ripe, it'll drop off the stem, and then it'll be time to harvest it. Some koyomi flowers. This is another sweet potato growing down here in a mineral lick tub. In the back are two beds which are 12 foot long, and they have an arbor between them made out of cattle panels. This bed, the first one we come to, had cucumbers on it, and the entire trellis was covered with cucumbers, but the plants are finished and they've been taken out, and the trellis clean, and the bed is prepared for winter with fresh mulch and then mulch. And there's another summer squash which is about done. It's starting to yellow, so this bed is ready for winter. Next to it, the bed has some personal size butternut squash. They're called butter baby squash. They were supposed to climb up the arbor, but you can see they didn't. They went everywhere else. And there's just probably 50 squash in here. See if I can see some of them. They're squash all through here. And they're all the what they call personal size. Each one of them is just sized for one meal. Here you can see one of them in here. And there's another one down there. Another one right next to it over there. One hanging on the fence over there, or the arbor. A bunch of them down there. On the ground is a Waltham butternut, and it's a big butternut. There's about 20 of them in here. This plant just spreads everywhere and keeps producing butternut squash. And they're big squash. They're a lot bigger than the personal sized ones. Here's one of the bigger ones down in here. I don't know if I can see that one. But you can see squash just laying everywhere in this patch. Here's an example of how productive these squash are. In this one area, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squash in just this one vine. And they're all very large squash. This is back on the other side again of the personal sized butternut, the butterballs. And you can see they're a much smaller squash. Some of them did climb the arbor. Here you can see there's 6 of them in this one cluster here, and they're all very small. And I think it's because there were too many of them in one cluster. But there's a lot of squash in here. This arbor has been a true blessing, and it's been a very productive part of our garden, and we're so glad we built it. On this side of the garden are the rhubarb plants. These are growing in fire rings, which I bought at Tractor Supply or Rural King, not sure which. They have drip irrigation on them as well as the beds. There are 4 plants here, and these are all Canada Red on this end, which are really prolific producing rhubarb. The one on the end, the 4th one, is a Glaskin's perpetual rhubarb. The other portion of our garden is the greenhouse. And I've already prepared the bed in here for the fall planting. And I've got carrots planted there. It's bok choy. This is a volunteer sweet potato that came up in here, and I decided to let it grow. And it has taken over this whole trellis in here. And it'll be interesting to see how many sweet potatoes it grew underneath of it. These are my Christmas cactus that I keep in here for the blooms this fall when they start. This is a couple more rhubarb plants that are here just for the flowers. We don't harvest these. The greenhouse still has the shade cloth on it, which will be coming off in about 2 weeks, and opening it up for fall planting. So that's pretty much the conclusion of the fall tour of the garden. It's all very compact and easy to grow. The raised beds are easy to maintain. The tomato trees, as you can see, have gone wild. But we've had a very, very productive year in spite of the weather. Thanks for watching.